The project that we are going to build is complete backend e-commerce web API. So this is the second part of our last section. I request you, if you haven't watched our previous video, then the link is in the description. You can also find our full playlist link also in the description. In this part, we will apply Jwt Middleware. So if our user have our JSON web token, then he will apply to access our API routes, otherwise not. And if you got any error while programming, then you can also check my description. I added the GitHub repository code link, so you can simply copy the code inside your computer. I hope you like our this part very much, and if you really like, then give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you and bye bye. First, let's install JSON Web Token. So I write here npm I JSON Web Token and let's import that. Remember, we applied this password checking functionality here, but now I want to apply JWT concept. So whenever our password is same and user want to access all of the APIs inside our e-commerce shop, so we apply a token to our user. So now after applying a token, you can access all of these condition inside our API, and if our user has not any token, then he will not allow to access any kind of routes inside our API. So after comparing password, if the passwords are right, then we apply the logic for our JWT, create variable of our token, and inside that first we have to use our library JWT, and by default function inside our JWT, that is sign, and inside that I want to provide a user ID. You can see each user has individual ID. So according to that, I want to create this token. So here we have to pass one object. You can see here we have to pass this object, and that is user ID. And here I want to provide one secret. So based on this secret, we are creating our token, and this is anything. You can also provide a number here, you can write any kind of stuff. So based on this secret, we will create or generate our token, and instead of this I want to display our user email ID and token. So I want to display user email and the token. So now save the file, go inside our Postman, and I send the request. So here we get our user email address and one token. So here you can see we generate our token successfully. So by using this token, our user will allow all of the routes inside our API. So this is the concept of this JSON web token. Now remember, I use the secret here, but instead of this I want to get this secret from my environment variable. So go inside .env file, and here I assign my secret, and you can write here anything, like I write here my dog is nice. Save this file, go inside for our users, and let's declare this secret. So const secret, and that will come from our environment variable. So I write here process.env secret. So now save the file and functionality will be the same. The only change I do, assigning a secret here, I will get the secret from my environment variable. So now I send the message and I get the result exactly same as before. Yes, and remember, if you visit any website, then after some days, if you visit again in that website, then you have to log in again because your token was expired. So here by default a function to declare our expiry date of this token. So I write here expires in, and our token will be expired in 1 day. So I write here 1D and save the file. So our token will expire after 1 day. So we created this token successfully, and now I want to apply a logic like if our user is authenticated or if our user has this JWT token, then he will be allowed to get some request inside our API, otherwise not. So for that we have to go inside app.js, and remember here are middleware, and middleware are execute while our file is compiled. So here when I allow the logic, then our app.js file become too big. So I want to create a new separate folder named helpers, and there I will apply this middleware. Inside that, let's create a new file named jwt.js. So here I apply the logic, and for that we have to install a library named Express.jwt. So here let's import Express.jwt, and here I want to create a new function that is auth.jwt. The name is totally up to you. Then here I want to assign our secret, because remember our token are generated based on our secret, and that is inside our environment variable file. So first we have to import this from environment variable. So process.env dot secret, and now I want to return express jwt, and here we have to pass our secret based on our jwt token is created, and there are some certain algorithms to check our user is authenticated or not. So if you visit on this jwt website, here you can see for debugging there are different algorithms, and I want to use this algorithm. So algorithms, that is this, and now let's export this. Our function name is auth.jwt. Save the file, go inside our app.js, and here first we have to import that. So I want to import auth.jwt require, and this is come from helpers jwt. Here you can see we write helpers, so I rename to helpers, and here we have to write double s express jwt. So our auth jwt is now imported, and we also have to import this .env config file, because inside our auth jwt file we use secret variable. So I write here, and let me remove from this because this is all of import stuff. This looks pretty much good. And here I want to apply my middleware auth jwt, and this is our function. Now save the file. I open my Postman, and here I want to create or send the new request, that is get request. Let me access my product. So whenever I send the request, here I will get the error because our middleware is work now, and first he check if I have a token or not, and recently I have no token, so I don't allow to get access any kind of routes. So now go inside this authentication, and I select a type, this type of token, and let's copy this, our previous user token, and I paste here. And now I send the request, and I will get the details of my products because now I have a token to access all of these APIs. Now I want to add another helper because if you can see here, if I pass this request without any token, I get very long error and this not looks as good. So for that I create a new middleware, name error handler, const error handler require helpers, then error handler. Now let's create a new file inside this, name error handler. Remember error handler.js file, and here I want to paste this stuff. This is our function like we use inside our JWT file, and it basically takes the error. So here there are three fields: error, request response, and next. So if our error name, that is unauthorized error, then we send a message the user is not authorized, and if this kind of error, we will print a error, and if we have to error inside our server, we print this. You can get this stuff inside my GitHub repo, so the links is in the description of about this code. So now save the file, and I also want to save the app.js. Now I send the request, and here you can see the user is not authorized. So this message looks too good because remember previous there are showing lots of message of our error if we pass this request without token, but this looks nice because we apply this middleware error handler, and here some of the categories of our errors. Let's take a quick pause here, and if you want to continue with this project, then our last part video link is in the description. So inside the last part of this project, we will apply the roles of our users and admin because inside our web API there are different roles for our both. I hope you did this part exactly as same as me, and if you got any error while programming, then check my GitHub repository link so you can get a code of our this part, so you can simply copy the code inside your computer, and inside the description there are also the link of our full playlist of this project, so you can share with your friends if you like this part 2 of section 3. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.